Good morning, I am Professor Ajay Joshi and today we will discuss atomic packing factor and lattice defects. So first, atomic packing factor. Atomic packing factor or packing efficiency is indicated as how closely atoms are packed in a unit cell, and it is given by the ratio of volume of atoms in a unit cell and volume of unit cells. Okay, the formula for APF is volume of atoms divided by volume of unit cells. So for example, this is my unit cell or container, and in this container, for example, there are 6 atoms are there. Okay, to calculate the APF for this system, first we need to count the number of atoms. So number of atoms are 6 into volume of each atom, so VA. Okay, means total volume of all atoms are 6 into VA divided by volume of unit cell. So this is my unit cell, and if I assume this is my cubical system or cubical container, then volume of cubical container is VC. So the APF for this system can be written as or can be given by 6 into VA divided by VC. Okay, so this is APF. So in general, the less the coordination number, less the packing factor. You already know what is coordination number. Coordination number is the number of neighboring atoms. Means number of neighboring atoms are more, then obviously packing efficiency is more, and number of neighboring atom is less, then packing efficiency also less. In FCC unit cell, effective number of atoms can be calculated as, why we have calculated here effective number of atoms, because in unit cell you can see there are some such type of atoms and there are such types of atoms, so we cannot have complete such types of atoms. Okay, to find out the complete or effective number of atoms, we need to do some calculations here. Okay, for that you can see there are 8 corner atoms. So these are the corner atoms. Okay, there are 8 corner atoms, and each corner atoms is shared by 8 unit cells. So each corner atom is shared by 8 unit cell. You can see in this figure. Okay, in this figure you can see this is my unit cell present here, and how it is shared by 8 unit cells. Okay, and there are some side or face centered atoms. So there are 6 face centered atoms. This is 1 2 behind 3 4 5, and in this behind 6. So there are 6 face centered atoms, and you can see there are half atoms. Okay, and each atom is shared by 2 unit cells. Okay, so 6 into 2 unit cells means 1 by 2. Okay, so there are 3 number of effective face centered atom. Okay, to calculate total effective atoms, so 8 into 1 by 8 is 1. Okay, and plus 6 into 1 by 2 is 3, means total effective atoms are 4. So by this way you can calculate total number of effective atoms in a unit cell. So here A is the lattice parameters. You already know what is lattice parameters: length of origin to X, origin to Y, and origin to Z, A, B and C. R is the radius of atom. Okay, we have considered here unit cells as a cubical cells. So A equal to B equal to C in this cubic structure. So to calculate APF for FCC, we have already calculated the total number of effective atoms are 4. Okay, and you already know what is the volume of atom. Okay, atom is spherical, so volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and there are 4 number of effective atoms Hence the total volume of atoms is 4 multiplied by volume of atom, that is 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, and to find out the relation between R and A, okay, there are two factors R and A. To find out the relation, you can see this figure here, P figure. This is the front view of FCC structure, unit cell. Okay, this you can see, this is my A, okay, lattice parameter. And if you see in front view, this is one half circle, this is complete circle, and this is also half circle. Okay, and this is R, this is 2R, and this is R, means so we can establish a relationship. So we can establish a relationship between A and R, as this is A is, if we consider this triangle, you can see this is my 4R, okay, and this is my A. Okay, so by Pythagoras theorem you can find out the relationship between A and R. Okay, so we have implemented here Pythagoras theorem. That's dB square, this is my dB square is equal to dc square, dc I have taken this lower circle, plus cb square, this cb square. Okay, this is my four R. So dB is 4R, so 4R square is equal to dc is A, and this is also A, so A square plus A square. So we have this relationship between A and R. So in case of this R, we can put R equal to A root 2 by 4, or we can put A equal to 4R by root 2. Okay, so we already know APF can be written as number of atoms into volume of atoms. So volume of atom is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Then volume of unit cell is cubicles, hence volume of cube is length cube, means A cube. Okay, and by putting the value of, you can put value of R or you can put value of A from this relation, and if you solve it carefully, you will get the APF as 0.74. okay, means 74% of space is occupied by these atoms, means 100 minus 74, how much it left? 26. Okay, means 26% is void space, means empty space is 26% available in FCC type of crystal structure. Okay, similarly we can find out APF for BCC and HCP structure as well. So there are some examples of FCC: aluminum, copper, gold, lead, nickel, platinum, silver, and we have lattice constant A and atomic radius R. Values are here. Okay, calculate. You can also calculate APF for FCC structure. You will get same results. Okay, if you do derivation or if you put values, you will get same result for this. Similarly, APF for BCC can be calculated as follows. BCC structures has total number of effective atoms are, there are 8 corner atoms, so 8 corner atoms which are shared by 8 unit cells. So 8 into 1 by 8 is 1, and you will see one big atom at center, so plus 1. So there are 2 number of effective atoms. Okay, And to find out the relationship between A and R, you can cut this crystal from this D to F section. If you cut this section DF, you can see this type of figure. Okay, in this figure the AD length is A. Okay, and this D to F, why I have taken D to F? Because you can see here is small semicircle, here is also one semicircle, and here also one semicircle. Okay, so total distance from D to F, total distance from D to F is 2r plus 1r plus 1r, 4r. Okay, and if we apply Pythagoras theorem here, okay, so Pythagoras theorem can be written as df square. So df square is equal to dg square. Okay, so this df square is equal to dg, this dg square. Okay, plus gf square, gf square, this gf square. And we know that df is equal to 4r. So df square is equal to dc square plus cg square plus gf square is equal to 4r square. And the values, other values we already know, a square plus a square plus a square means a by root 3 is equal to 4r. By putting the values, we will get 2 into 2 is the number of atoms, effective atoms, into volume of unit, volume of atoms, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and divided by volume of unit cells, that is a cube. So we will get, after simplification we will get this, and if you solve it you will get the value of APF as 0.68. if you remember, the value of APF for FCC is 74%, means 74%, and here we will get 68%, we have get 68%. Okay, so from this you can conclude that the APF for PCC is higher than APF for BCC. These are some examples of BCC structure material, and these are the lattice constant and atomic radius for BCC. If you calculate by these values, you will get 68% APF. Then APF for HCP can be calculated as, first we need to calculate total number of effective atoms. You know that there are 12 corner atoms. So first we have to calculate the total number of effective atoms. So you know that there are 12 corner atoms, and each corner atoms is shared by 6 unit cells, means 12 corner atoms multiplied by 1 by 6. Okay, plus there are 2 face atoms. Okay, so 2 face atoms into 1 by 2 is shared by 2 cells. Okay, and there are 6 interior atoms. Okay, and each shared by 2 unit cells, so 1 by 2 multiply by 1 by 2. So by this, by simplification, you will get 6 number of effective atoms. Okay, and to find out the relationship between R and A, okay, in figure you can see this is my A, okay, and this is my R and R, means A is equal to volume of unit cell can be calculated as, you if you see in this figure, so if I calculate the area of this triangle, and if I multiply with 1 2 3 5 6, okay, with 6, so I will get the area of this complete base. And if I multiply the with the length C, then I will get the volume of complete this unit cell. Okay, so this is our methodology. First, what we will do, we will calculate the area of this triangle, then multiply with 6, and then we will multiply with this C. Okay, so we have done same here. We have calculated this half into A into H. If you see in this figure, the surface area or area of this triangle can be calculated as half into A into H, and if I multiply with 6, then I will get total area of this six triangles, base triangles, and if I multiply with C, then I will get complete object or complete unit cell. Okay, and then after simplification we will get this. Then after simplification we will get this 3 into A into A, okay, and into sine 60. Okay, here what I have calculated, I have find out the relationship between A and H. Okay, and here if you apply the trigonometric formulas, you can find out H is equal to A sine 60. So I have replaced H by A sine 60, and then after simplification I will get this, and after putting this value, okay, after putting this value in APF formula, we can have the APF for the HCP as 0.74. okay, so if you remember the APF for FCC, the FCC has APF 0.74 and HCP APF is 0.74, means atomic packing factor for FCC and HCP are 74%, okay, and APF for BCC is 68%. So these are some examples of HCP crystals: cadmium, zinc, okay, magnesium, cobalt, zirconium, titanium and beryllium. Okay, and their lattice constant A, lattice constant C and atomic radius R. Okay, if you put these values in APF formula, you will get 0.7574 as APF for HCP structures. Next topic is defects in solid. Defects or imperfection is generally used to describe any deviation from the perfect periodic array of atom in, for example, this is my system with 3 atoms, then below this there are 3 atoms, and then below this there are only 2 atoms, okay, and then below this there are 3 atoms, okay, means one atom is missing here, means that is defects. Okay, that is not a perfect crystal structure. Okay, so this is known as defect, means there is a deviation or there is a imperfection in a crystal. So the properties of some material are extremely influenced by presence of imperfection. Okay, so mechanical strength, ductility, crystal growth, that are mostly affected by the defects. Okay, stiffness, density and electrical conductivity, okay, are structures insensitive, means that are not affected by the presence of defects in crystals. Okay, then classifications of defect based on dimensions. So 0D, 0 dimensions defect, so that is also known as point defects. Vacancy, interstitial, impurity, Frankel, Schottky defects are comes under this category. Then 1D, line defects, then edge dislocations, screw dislocation, disclination, dispersion are comes under 1D or line defect category. Then 2D, surface defects. Okay, so surface, interface, grain boundaries, twin boundaries, stacking fault anti-phase boundaries are comes under this 2D type of defects. Then 3D defects, that are the volume defects, twins, precipitate, faulted region, void cracks, thermal vibrations comes under this volume type of defects. So this is the examples of point defects. First one is vacancy. You can see there are 5 atoms in bottommost layer, then 5 atoms, then you can see 4 atoms are there in the third line. Okay, and you can see there is nothing here. Okay, there is a blank space, here. Okay, means there is a vacancy here. Okay, so this is known as vacancy type of defect. In vacancy type of defect, you can see there is a vacant space is there. Okay, there is a additional vacant space is created here. Okay, this is vacant space. Okay, means no atom present here. Okay, by default there should be a atom. Okay, but because of in this defect the atom is missing. Okay, this vacancy is created, that is vacancy type of defect. Okay, in interstitial type of defect, you can see additional atom is present there. Okay, which is not required. So this type of is interstitial type of defect. Okay, and in impurity type of defect, you can see additional atom of another material is present. Okay, means this is not required in pure material, that is known as impurity type of defect. So there are 3 types of point defects: vacancy, an atom is missing from regular lattice position; interstitial, an atom is trapped in interstices spaces, means void spaces. Okay, and in impurity atom at regular interstitial position, the lattice, another type of point defect is present. In ceramic material, point defects occurred in pair to maintain the electron neutrality. A cation vacancy and a cation interstitial pair is known as Frankel defect, and cation vacancy and anion vacancy pair is known as Schottky defect. You can see here a black as well as white atom is missing from this position. So this type of defect is known as Schottky defect, and this black atom is missing from its regular position. Then line defects, there are 2 types of line defect. First one is dislocation. Okay, so dislocations is the region of localized lattice distortion which separates the slips and unslips portion of the crystals. Okay, so the upper region of the crystal over the slip plane has slipped relative to the bottom position. Okay, the line AD is between the slip and unslip portion in the dislocation. The magnitude and direction of slip produced by dislocations, which is indicated by pink shaded region, is the Berger vector B of the dislocation. Okay, this pink region here, okay, is the area of dislocation. Okay, and this is the slip vector. Okay, also known as Berger vector B. Okay, then edge dislocation. In one of the dislocation, the Berger vector is perpendicular of the dislocation line AD, and a distortion produces an extra half plane above the slip plane. Okay, so this is edge type of dislocation. This example is, this is dislocation line AD. Okay, is perpendicular to the slip vector. Okay, if it is perpendicular, it is known as edge dislocation. Okay, and in skew dislocation you can see this is my dislocation line AD, and slip vector, you can see slip vector is this, so it is parallel. Okay, in case it is parallel, it is known as skew dislocation. Okay, so the trace of atomic planes around the skew dislocation makes a spiral or helical path. Okay, and like a skew, and hence it is named as skew dislocation. Atomic position along the skew dislocation is represented in following figure. Then surface defects, each crystal is known as a grain. The boundaries between the grains is the grain boundaries. Okay, you can see in this figure. Okay, there are grains and the boundaries, outermost lines are the grain boundaries. Okay, and the grain boundary is the region of atomic disorder in the lattice and only a few atomic diameter wide. So you can see the changes across the grain boundaries. The grain boundaries act as an obstacle to dislocation motion. Hence, presence of more grain boundaries, finer the grain size will increase the strength. So this type of defect comes in surface type of defect. Okay, there are three different orientation of grains. Okay, then bulk or volume type of defect. These include spores, cracks, foreign inclusion, and other types of phases. They are normally introduced during processing and fabrication steps. Porosity, inclusion, and cracks. The defect which has surface area plus some depth is known as bulk or volume type of defect. These defects forms during manufacturing process for various reasons and are harmful to the material. Okay, you can see in these examples there are some pores or holes here available here. Okay, you can see the material is eroded. Okay, you can see some holes or notches here. Okay, so these are welding, casting, and shrinkage type of defects which has some surface area plus some depth. So thank you. Here we have covered atomic packing factors and defects in the material.